welcome to a very special Outpost Phase character talk, Greenhaven.
This is the holiday edition.
Yeah,
That
no
would
telling
miss.
when we'll post this, but so we had no idea what we were doing on the Outpost Phase, so I looked it up. So after the first scenario, we get, so this is mainly I'm talking to the kids, I'm telling everybody what happened. We got these 4 buildings, so they were already on the map. So each one of the buildings has, or the buildings will have different things on them. They'll have a daytime and a nighttime, or they'll just have a nighttime and no effect. So as we go through, we do passage of time at the start of the Outpost Phase. That means we mark one of the calendar days, one of the weeks, okay? If something tells us to write something down, which it did last time, and I wrote it here, but it actually goes here, because this was not marked yet. So when it tells us to write it down, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, and it goes in the number that, okay? And then we go across to the winter and down, right? So as soon as we hit a day that has any of these things on it, we resolve those things immediately. So this...
Play another scenario.
No, well, some of them aren't scenarios. Some of them are like events or things we do. Okay, so we have 3 more weeks before we hit something at the current time. So we have the Outpost event, which we know how to do. Then we have building operations. The Outpost events may sometimes be an attack on the outpost. So right now we have 4 soldiers. We have 5 morale. So we can spend a soldier to defend. We can spend morale points give us, we're already at +0, so we're already better than we started. Okay, so there's, the attacks will have, like it'll say like attack 50, target 4, buildings, and it'll be, so it'll be buildings between numbers 35 and whatever, 4 buildings. So if that was the case, it would only attack these 2 buildings. Each guard would take 10 points off the attack if we burned a guard. Then we play a modifier deck to see what we burn in the modifier deck. So it's pretty straightforward. So when we do it first, when we get attacked first, which I don't think most of the time people get attacked until the winter for the first time. Okay? So downtime, then we will do level up, retire character, create characters, craft items, brew potions, sell items. So our gold and supplies we can put into the pool of Frosthaven, which will go to these things, or we can keep them ourselves, which will go to our craftable items that we can craft for ourselves. Okay. Okay, so building and upgrading and rebuilding. So if we were going to build this is the cost of the building. Okay, so we have to be at prosperity level 3, have 6 wood, 2 metal, and 3 hide.
So I was right about that.
You were. So these, though, this is repair, because we already have these. We can build boats, or sleds, or climbing gear, which we will need at some point. Okay? When the daytime event resolves, which is in the... What part is that in? I forgot already. During building operations. So for each building, resolve any normal or wrecked event effect which appears at the top of the card next to the sun icon during the building operations phase. Okay? So during the downtime phase, then we resolve the... as we're doing our stuff, we would resolve the nighttime, because it's like... Oh. So we could brew 2 potions here at night during the downtime. But here, we can collectively train 1 soldier for 3 gold and 1 material. So we could add a soldier. Okay, but this only has capacity for 5. If we upgrade a building, then we take the level 1 card out and put the level 2 card of it into the thing, and it has new stuff. If a building gets attacked and destroyed, we flip it over until we repair it.
Okay, so my character is the Bone Shaper. Wait, should we tell them that we're talking about characters? Because we kind of just went boom.
We're going to talk about characters. So now we're going to talk about characters in no specific order. Dorothy's going to go first. One thing I want to say is like things that ways that you've realized you can play it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like how you realize like this is...
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I guess I'm going first. If you guys don't know, which you should by now, but if this is your first time watching, then first of all, welcome. And second of all, I play the Bone Shaper. And she's pretty much like the necromancer kind of vibe, like player. She's the magic user. She does like a bunch of stuff. She summons skeletons, but in doing so, she injures herself. So that's pretty much like a basic outline of the character that I play. Okay. I kind of did notice that it also is helpful to not just like summon skeletons when you know that you need a skeleton, but like to summon a skeleton, like even if you don't think you're gonna need it. Like to first of all start the game with summoning a skeleton, because at the beginning of the game is when you guys are most strong and you want to keep that going throughout. And second thing is like if you're caught without a skeleton and everybody's being attacked for like a lot, then you're gonna want the skeleton to take the damage, and it's gonna die obviously because they've got like 3 health or whatever. But like it's better than just having everybody die unexpected, and then you have to carry the shame of knowing you could have saved everybody, but you didn't. So yeah, I don't know if I have anything else to say. Oh yeah, I like playing my character.
That's great.
Boom. So, my character, I play the Drifter, and the Drifter is a really, good character in my opinion. I feel like he can kill pretty well, and do stuff like that. He has, if this is your first time here, he has a lot of persistent bonuses, which use these little token thingies, and you put them on, and like this one, on your next 6 melee attacks at a +2 damage, you would gain an experience for on that one. So you would put it on there, and then the next round, at the end of the next round, you would move it. And some cards allow you to move it back 1, but say you were here and you moved it back onto the experience, you wouldn't get the experience because you can only move it forward to get the experience. So, Drifter is also a really heavy hitter. He can stand in the way of enemies if his friends get hurt. I feel like he gets damaged probably the most by enemies. He starts out off at 10 health, and he also is good at running. He can run a lot. And I think that's all I have to say.
Okay. Good. Okay.
Okay. So I have really enjoyed playing Blinkblade. After I figured out, like, what all of the cards have on them, and after, like, getting to know the cards after a few scenarios, it's gotten a lot easier. It's not as hard as I thought it would be. And there's just a lot of things you can do, and a lot of different combinations of actions that you can do, and it's just really fun. One of the things I love is that I never have to worry about like moving, or I'm always going to be able to get somewhere in time if I need to. And I have a bunch of really powerful move cards. Like Borrowed Time is probably my best one. The bottom of that is amazing.
Is that the one where you moved 15 or whatever that
Yeah.
was?
And what I have noticed though is that while the fast initiative can be really good, like the Borrowed Time fast initiative is 2, half of my cards, I did count, have fast initiatives of 40 or higher. So the fast doesn't mean it's like consistently fast and amazing initiative, it just means it's better than slow, and slow is consistently terrible initiative. I have one slow card that's a 99 initiative, and they're all like really high. I don't know what the lowest is, I think it's like a 60 something.
You're long resting.
Yeah, with that card. I also have like a lot of cool things, like I can turn invisible. I have a regenerate action and a ward action that I can activate. And I haven't had any trouble like with the time tokens or like with managing my fast and slow attacks. So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so I have been playing Deathwalker, as everybody knows. Can you see? That's hard to do. It's worse than puppeteering. I've really been enjoying Deathwalker a lot more than Gemini. Gemini I only played once. Deathwalker I've played now 4 times? 3 times? People talk about that they have difficulty getting shadows on the board. I have no difficulty getting shadows on the board. In fact, I've had at least 4 or 5 easily. So I do play Call of the Abyss a lot, but I also have played, what's the one where you just put out 3 shadows? And then moving my shadows around has been really easy. So Deathwalker will sort of teleport to shadows, but I know that there are other... This is something aside from Deathwalker. I'm loving Deathwalker. But I wanted to talk a little bit about something I figured out about teleporting, because there are other characters that teleport later on. So let's say Deathwalker can just teleport. I think actually he has some cards later on that let him teleport to shadows even farther. Well, he can teleport to shadows, right? So, but to get a shadow here would be hard. But if we were playing this scenario and we opened, this was a door, and we opened this door, and the goal of this scenario was to get this treasure. Okay? So here's all these monsters in the way of the treasure. Okay, if my character has teleport, and I had a teleport 6, then I could move here and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you can teleport
Along the edge?
Outside of walls.
Oh, that makes sense though.
Okay.
You can teleport through walls, and you can count spaces outside of walls. So you could literally teleport from here to here and miss it all. So it's really exciting and something I look forward to doing later, whenever we can. That was a spoiler too. All right.